Hey guys, and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to do a video I've been trying to do. I've recorded it a couple times and it just turned out really badly. So I'm going to try and do it today. I've narrowed it down. So first of all, it was going to be like a 50 facts about me, but 50 is a lot. So some of the things I was coming up with just weren't that interesting. So instead, I'm just going to do 25 facts about me, which I think is probably plenty. Okay, so if you see me looking down, it's because I have my handy little YouTube notebook. So I thought first of all I would talk about the name of my channel. It's also the name of my photography page on Facebook and the name of my Etsy shop. And it is Pine and Meadow. And that came from two addresses that I've had in my life. As a little girl, like my earliest memories are from a house on Meadow Lane. That house just holds a lot of fond memories for me, like arts and crafts with my mom and my sister, and just like all the little kid things that you do growing up. So the Meadow Lane house has always been like a special thing for me. Previously, my Etsy shop was called 1319 because that's the house number. I'm a little obsessed, I guess, with my childhood home, but it was just such a good time. Like, growing up was just really, really great. And that's also where I started being crafty and artsy and stuff, and so I thought it was appropriate to use that as part of my name. And then Pine comes from where we currently live on Pine Hill, and so obviously this is the house, like our first house together, and this is the house where I've started doing my photography and where I'm trying to revamp my Etsy shop and figure that out, and also start this creative endeavor of YouTube. So Pine and Meadow is basically just all of my creative endeavors in one name. Plus I love that it's naturey, so I thought Pine and Meadow worked really well from like beginning to now kind of name for all of my creative outlets, I guess. I'm currently trying to think of a good name to change my Instagram. Right now it's Girl with a Flower Tattoo. And I still obviously have a flower tattoo, but I don't know, I just want to figure out a name that has Pine and Meadow in it for Instagram that conveys like me and my family and our travels and my photography, just like everything. I don't want it to be just photography of like other people. I want to be present in my Instagram feed also, which I haven't done for a really long time. So I want to get back to that, but obviously I want to keep it really pretty and still professional looking, I guess. But yeah, so I'm trying to come up with a name for my Instagram to change it to. So more on that coming later. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, I am vegetarian. I've been vegetarian since 2004. That's when I turned 18, and I just declared that I was being vegetarian, even though my mom kind of thought that it wouldn't be very healthy because you're not getting meat and stuff. But in the last 5 years, being vegetarian has changed 1,000,000%, and it is so much easier and so much more rewarding now with all the different like Impossible Burgers and Beyond Burgers, and I feel like there's one other one I'm missing, but man, it is so much better to be vegetarian now than it was 15 years ago. That's when I just basically ate pasta and pizza because it was easy. And like now, oh, like Morningstar Farms, you can buy stuff to take home and make. It's 1,000,000 times easier. So there's that. I do eat eggs and dairy, so I'm ovo-lacto vegetarian. Not vegan, but I do prefer soy milk over dairy milk. Number three, I have only broken one bone in my whole life, and it was in 6th grade. I took a tumble on my bicycle. My sister told me not to go the direction that I wanted to go. It was like a steep hill with gravel, and I did not listen to her because I'm not going to let my little sister tell me what to do. So silly. But luckily I was wearing a helmet, so the only injury was I broke my wrist, Got a bunch of cuts. I still have one on my hand right here. uh, and then I also have a scar on my leg. I got a big gash. That was the scariest part because it was like the inside of my body. I can see it. But in any case, so I just had to have a cast. I didn't have surgery or anything. It was just like a minor fracture. But there you go. My favorite number is 4. My birthday is on a 4, and I don't know, I've just always really loved the number 4. It's just my lucky number, I guess. All of my immediate family members, so me, my mom, my dad, and my sister, were all born in different states, different cities, which I think is unusual. Like, we're all pretty much from Indiana. Well, my dad is from Philadelphia, so he was born there. But the rest of us have all mostly been in Indiana our whole lives. But my sister was born in Maryland. I was born in Indiana. I'm the only boring one. And my mom was born in Michigan. So Philly, Michigan, Maryland, and Indiana. I think that's kind of interesting. I love floor plans. It's like a very nerdy thing, I think, but like my mom was always drawing floor plans of things she wanted to do around the house or just houses she thought would be awesome to build. And it's just so fascinating to like design things or look at vintage floor plans. Those are super cool because the designs are so much different from now. Like, oh, they're just awesome. And you can Pinterest vintage or mid-century modern floor plans and see tons of cool ones. It was so hard when we started talking about getting a house because all I wanted to do was build a vintage floor plan. And obviously that would be wildly expensive, so we did not do that. We just got an old house. It's a 1959 house, and it's great. But it would be really cool to have like one of the more fancy big windows, like walls of windows and like slanted ceilings and all that stuff in the house. That would be super cool. That's the goal one day. I don't think it'll ever happen because they're so expensive because everybody wants them because they're awesome. But that would be awesome. And it's always fun to design floor plans anyway, just for fun. I have 6 tattoos. So I have, the first one I got was on my shoulder. It's just 2 stars and a shooting star. And then I have my mom's name. I have these flowers. I have a Wicked tattoo, like from the musical. It's actually from a book about the musical. It's just a book about the design and stuff of the musical. And then I have a wolf on my leg, which used to be the Star Trek Enterprise, but the Enterprise, we wanted like a space looking thing behind it, and so the artist did just a ton of really bright colors, and that is just so not me. So like as soon as I got it, I was like, oh no, what have I done? These colors are just way too crazy. And yeah, I just was not, I sort of immediately regretted my decision. So I got it covered up with a wolf tattoo, which I'm really happy with. It needs to be touched up again because you can kind of see the space colors coming out behind it, which is actually kind of cool. Looks like a space wolf. But yeah, that one is super cool. I really like that. And then I also, so that actually counts as 2. It could count as more because I tried to fix the Enterprise and it didn't work, and then changed it to the wolf. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, and then 6. If you watch a weekly vlog, I can't remember what number it is, but I'll link it. I tried to get tattoos of my 2 dogs and my cat who passed away, and the artist did not read his emails that I had sent to his assistant, which I think is just a bad setup for them. Like, if you're not going to read your emails, then you need to be discussing things directly with your clients and not have your assistant do it, because the assistant knew exactly what I wanted, but the guy actually doing the tattoos had no idea. So he started tattooing. He did a tattoo of Albert, and then I got up to walk around and look at it, and I was like, this is not what we talked about. It's not a horrible tattoo, but it's just not what we talked about. So that was very upsetting. So that's tattoo number 6. They're a little addicting. I will go ahead and tell you that is for sure true. All right, next is Nick and I met when I was working at Walgreens, where I had worked for like 3 years, and I wanted to quit multiple times, and I didn't. And then, as luck would have it, my manager texted me one day and said, "I found the perfect guy for you. I just hired him. He starts on Friday or Thursday, and you'll meet him on Friday when you work together." And I was like, "Okay, sure, whatever." And yeah, turns out he was perfect. We like talked all day on our first day working together, and he gave me his number, and it was crazy. I was thinking, this cute guy, there's no way he doesn't have a girlfriend already, but he did not. So anyway, he's also like my first actual boyfriend. Like, I dated 2 other people for not very long, like a week or 2, but he was my first long-term boyfriend turned husband. So I got super lucky. I didn't have to go through a bunch of heartbreak relationships or anything like that. So lucky. I would not do well with that. Number 9. I am a Sigma Kappa. I joined a sorority when I went to Western Kentucky University. It's funny because that's totally not something I would do, but my mom's friend, she had a daughter who went to WKU and joined a sorority, and so when I went to WKU, my mom's friend was like, "You have to make her join a sorority. Like, it's so great. She can make friends immediately. Like, she can have a community and stuff. You just need to make her do Rush." And so I was like, okay, this is totally not something I would ever do. But I did have a lot of really good memories, and I made really good friends. I really only have one friend that I still, like, I'm friends on Facebook with a few people still, but like, I don't interact with them. There's one friend who I still do occasionally message or something, but honestly, we've all just kind of gone on with our lives. So I would love to see her again. She doesn't live that far away, so in any case. And I had a random dream about her, so I messaged her about it the other day. It's just funny, but yeah. It's official. If there are any other Sigma Kappas out there, comment below, let me know. Number 10. My favorite TV show is The Dick Van Dyke Show. And yes, it is from the 60s. And I should probably have a newer show that I love, but The Dick Van Dyke Show is just like the show that I could watch literally anytime. And I usually will play an episode while I'm falling asleep just because it's just so great. And Dick Van Dyke is just the best. And Mary Tyler Moore, I like to tell myself basically that I was named Mary after Mary Tyler Moore, because my mom initially wanted to name a daughter Laura because of Laura from The Dick Van Dyke Show, which is Mary Tyler Moore's character. So I just tell myself that I'm named Mary because of Laura in The Dick Van Dyke Show. Works for me. I don't know that that's true, but let's say that it is. Sometimes that show is on Netflix, so if you haven't seen it, it's just so great. So great. I love it. No drama, it's just wonderful. Number 11. If you have taken, I'll link it below. There's a personality test called 16 Personalities, and it's scary accurate. It is just super cool to take the test and then read all about yourself. In my case, I feel like I feel emotions more than most people, and I struggle to talk about them. Like, it's hard for me to articulate what I'm feeling and why I'm feeling it and that sort of thing. And after I did this quiz, I found out that I am an INFP, which works perfectly for me. If you go on the website, I'll just put a little picture right here. Each personality type has like a little character that represents your personality, and mine is just absolutely perfect. It's like a little fairy lady, which I would like to be. I mean, look, now I am this character. But yeah, I plan on doing a video about me being an INFP and Nick's personality type, which I can't remember what it is. I think it's I can't remember, but in any case, we're total opposites, and it does work for us because I'm so not in reality, I guess, and he's just 100% logic all the time. I call him the Vulcan because it has to be logical. And so that works really well. It's also sometimes challenging, but I would love to do a video with him about our different personality types, and definitely take that quiz. Let me know below what it is you came out to be, because it is just really cool. I love reading everybody's personalities. It's so cool. Definitely take that quiz and let me know what your results are. All right, my favorite candies are seasonal candies, and I think the majority of people hate them. They are candy corns and Peeps. I just love candy corn and Peeps. Like, it's ridiculous. Like an everyday candy, I'd say Twizzlers or Payday are my favorite. But my real favorite, if I could get them all the time, would be candy corn and Peeps. Number 13, for as long as I can remember, I have notes and lists and combinations and things from before high school of baby names. I have no idea why I am so obsessed with baby names, but they're just so fun. Like, it's fun to write them, it's fun to say them, it's fun to pair them up and see how they look together. Like, I don't know. And on that note, I also do baby name videos once a week. I'm starting to do them once a week. Before, I was doing them once a month, but I will link the playlist above so you can check that out if you want to. I just love baby names. I don't know what that's about. I don't have like babies, and we are not having babies, but just different names and stuff. If I could just go around naming people's babies, that would be great. I don't know. There's also somebody on YouTube. Her name is SJ Strum, and I will link her channel below so you can check her out if you also like baby names. She does a baby name video once a week too, and she's really great. She's also English. I love English accents, any accents really, but she's just really, really pleasant to listen to. So check out my playlist, check out her, and yep, moving on. Number 14, so when we got Albert in 2016, he was just totally wild, crazy, could not get him to chill out. Like, we would go for long walks and get home, and he would seem even more crazy than before we took a walk. So Albert as a puppy was just, whew, it was stressful and exhausting. So I wanted to find other Boston Terriers for him to play with, to like wear him out, because I found that when we go to doggy class, he was tired. When we took him to like doggy daycare, he was tired. But I wanted him to be able to play with other Bostons, just like for my own comfort, because big dogs were scary, and he was like a little whippersnapper who just wanted to get right up in their faces. And I was like, boy, you are gonna get hurt doing that. Like, not every big dog wants you in their face. Like, you're a little dog, you can get devoured. So I created online, like on Facebook, I created a Boston Terrier play group called Indie Bostons, because we are in Indianapolis, and we started off with just a few people, and it was amazing. I think our first meetup was like 7 or 8 Boston Terriers. I can't remember, but it was amazing. Like, it's so cool when you get Boston Terriers all together. They're like, hey, I know you. Like, we're the same. And it's just really cool. So that's something I'm really proud of, is our Boston Terrier play group. We offer like support to each other when your dogs are driving you crazy. I've made lots of friends. Yeah, it's just been really cool. Number 15, this is kind of a random one. I prefer gold over silver jewelry, which has changed since high school. I think in high school I liked silver better, but like, I got these gold earrings because they reminded me of one of the American girls that I loved, Josefina. And so I asked my dad, I think he likes to buy us jewelry. My mom is not jewelry oriented whatsoever, so he buys her stuff and she hates it. And so I asked him, I think for my 18th birthday, for these gold hoop earrings, because they look like Josefina from American Girls, and I have had them ever since. So these are 15-year-old earrings, and I've worn them the majority of the 15 years, so they've lasted a really long time. But it started with this, and then I started looking at rings and stuff. So like my engagement ring is gold. I got a gold necklace, gold glasses. I don't know. I just prefer gold now. Totally random. Number 16, I love sending Christmas cards. Every year I have sent Christmas cards. Like once Nick and I started dating, I started sending Christmas cards to his family and my family and our friends. And it's just continued every year. And now our Christmas cards are pictures of Albert and Edie. This year it was a picture of them with Santa, which was so cute. I just love Christmas cards. Do you send Christmas cards? It's kind of old-fashioned, I think, but I try and go for old-fashioned stuff, so that makes sense. Number 17. I'm pretty sure I have always had this, but I have like kind of an extra wide gap between my big toe and the rest of my toes. And in high school, my best friend Brad, I convinced him that as a little like baby or something, I had 6 toes instead of 5, and they cut one off. And that's why I had a big gap in between my toes. It's totally not true. It's so random, but it works really well for flip-flops. Number 18, I am a recycling policeman. So when I first started dating Nick, he didn't really recycle, and I changed that real fast because I can't not recycle. It drives me crazy. There's no reason not to. Somebody told me once that recycling doesn't actually get recycled. It just goes straight to the landfills and stuff. And I'm just like, if you can't prove that, I'm going to keep recycling, and I'm going to expect you to do it too. So yeah, my friend at work, Melissa, actually coined the phrase for me, Earth Warrior, because I walk past the trash can every time I go like to the bathroom or whatever, and if there is like a big piece of plastic in there, I will take it out and put it in the recycling bin, which by the way is only like 10 steps away from the trash bin. But everybody throws plastic into the trash. Like, stop doing that. It's right there. Go put it in the recycling bin. So I have been dubbed an Earth Warrior, and I want to make shirts. So yeah, just please recycle. It does not take that much more effort. You just stick it in a different bin. Like, we have twice as much recycling every week as we do trash, and they only pick up recycling every other week. It's so annoying. It takes me forever to recycle because I have so much, and they only take it every other week. Anyway, so public service announcement, please recycle. Paper, plastic, glass, aluminum, whatever. Also, a handy tip, you can't recycle plastic bags like from the grocery. You have to take them back to the grocery. They usually have like recycling areas just for their plastic bags, but you can't send them to the recycling facilities. I didn't know that until recently, so I've been doing that wrong for a really long time. But now you know, and I know, so do it right. I have a huge bag full of plastic bags that I need to take to Meijer, or I think maybe Kroger and Target also have recycling things. Anyway, there you go. Around age 20, I started getting more nearsighted and had to start wearing glasses, which makes me really sad because I look at old photos where I had like bangs and I looked super cute, but now having bangs and glasses is like just a little too much. So I do wear glasses. I have an astigmatism, and so I've tried contacts, but astigmatism contacts are like super thick, and they are so uncomfortable to me. Like, it just feels like my eye is being suffocated, and I hate them, so I don't wear them. But I would like to. I'd also like to try the kind that are just for normal contacts, not astigmatism contacts, because I've been told that they're thinner. But the doctor also said that they might not help as well as the ones I'm supposed to wear. So anyway, I have to wear glasses because I can't see far away. I don't know, I feel like it's gotten worse too. Like, maybe wearing glasses has made my eyes be like, I don't have to work if I don't have glasses on. So when I take my glasses off, like if Nick is sitting next to me, like texting on his phone, I can't read what he's texting, which is good, obviously, and I wouldn't, but it's just like that's how bad it is, I guess. I don't know. I also keep my phone screen super dark because the bright light, like it's at night, just really bothers my eyes. And Nick is like, "How do you see? How do you see what you're looking at?" And I'm like, "I can't have it bright. It's too painful." So there you go. This is super weird. Number 20. I think it's just because I have small nostrils. But when I blow my nose, like if I blow just one side, totally fine. But if I blow both of them, it makes like this elephant noise. It's really embarrassing. And when I did it for the first few times, like at work or something, people would pop up over the cubicle and be like, "What the hell is that?" And it's just me blowing my nose. So random. Number 21. My dream retirement plan would be to move to Maui in Hawaii and have like this really cool house that's really big but like quaint, so that I could have I could like host weddings and stuff. So like I want to have like a B&B kind of thing where I can have people come for their wedding and bring just like a handful of people, and then also have like enough land that we can make a really pretty like wedding area and reception area. And then so I could be the wedding planner, host with like the B&B, and then also the wedding photographer, so I could just have like a whole wedding set up in my house in Maui and be like the cool old lady who does really beautiful weddings. That's the dream. Number 22. My favorite thing to study in college was different cultures. Like I did a few anthropology classes. I love studying cultures just out of school, like Native American cultures. A few years ago, I spent a ton of time listening to audiobooks about the Lakota culture because I just love it. I think it's amazing, and I just really identify with like earth-based religions. I don't think they would call themselves a religion. It's just a culture, but that stuff, I just love that stuff. Also Hawaiian culture, they're also very earth-based. I studied them for a long time, tried to learn Hawaiian, like the language. I did a bunch of hula classes. Here in India, actually, every year they have a hula convention, and I went to that a few years. I got to meet Kaeli'i Rachel, and he was amazing. He taught one of our classes, and he also did a class where he talked about Maui and like the winds of Maui and the mountains and stuff, and everything has like a story. Every mountain has a story, every wind has a story, and everything is like connected. It's just like the Hawaiian version of Pocahontas, you know? Like, just so good. I love that stuff. I just love it. I love it. So yeah, very much into cultures. Currently I'm watching a bunch of YouTube people who live in like Sweden and Hungary and England, because everything is just so interesting and different. I feel like American culture is just non-existent. So yeah, I supplement with other cultures on YouTube, which I'm so grateful for, and then also reading a ton of stuff online and books. Number 23. I am a Pisces. I was born in March, and I was just telling my sister the other day because my niece is also a Pisces. She's and my dad is a Pisces, but the three of us, my niece, my dad, and I, are the only like sentimental people in our family. So I was just thanking my sister yesterday for having a little Pisces baby, because she's like so emotional sometimes, and it's just really great to have somebody who feels as many feelings as I as I feel, because everyone else in our family is just kind of like, okay, you're crazy, like chill out. And I'm just like, I can't. There's too many feelings. comment below if you're also a Pisces and you feel all the feelings, because it's hard. There's a lot of disappointment. You feel like people should like feel as deeply as you do about things, and they just don't. So it's like, man. Anyway, we can be strong together. Number 24. I love musical theater. In 2007, I moved back to, well, 2006, I moved back to Indiana. And in 2007, on a whim, I decided to try out for a musical, local musical here, like a community theater kind of thing for Little Mermaid, because I'm also obsessed with Disney. And so I auditioned to be in that show, and then just gained a whole family of community theater people, and it was amazing. So then for the next several years, I did a bunch of community theater with all of my friends, and my closest friends and I would go and see tons of musicals. Wicked became my favorite musical, and I still love it. I would love to see it every time it comes here, but I can't always afford it, so I don't. But man, it's just so good. Yeah, I kept all the playbills from all of our shows that we went and saw, and it's just so fun. So I love musical theater. What, if you enjoy musical theater, what is your favorite musical? I would love to know. I have not seen Hamilton, and everybody says I need to, so that's on the list, but not right now. I'll try and get to it though. I'd say my second favorite is probably Mary Poppins, the musical, like stage show. And then also Wedding Singer is amazing. So good. In the Heights is amazing, and they're making a movie version of that, which I'm so excited about. It's so good. Anyway, musical theater nerd right here. And then number 25. Like I said a minute ago, I am totally obsessed with Disney. I love Disney World. We've been to Disneyland, but it was only for like 3 or 4 hours because we were on a road trip, and it was just like one of the stops, which was just bad planning. I really should have been there for a lot longer, but I didn't. But Walt Disney World is just amazing. I've been there by myself twice, which is highly recommended. If you have not been to Disney World by yourself, just do it. It's so wonderful. Like, you don't have to plan anything. You just do what you want to do when you want to do it. You can stay wherever you want. Oh, it's just so fun. It's so fun. And you meet people. Like, I met some really nice people on both of my trips. Like, I went to the luau show at the Polynesian and sat at like a group table and met some really nice people. I met some people on the ferry boat. Like, just you're just gonna meet really nice people and have a really great time because it's just you. I highly recommend it. Alright, that's it. That's my 25 things about me. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. It means so much to me. I really appreciate your support. And it also gives you notifications of when I upload videos. That is it. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys next time.